Okay, well.
Okay, I'm looking at your Mac mouse right there. Why hasn't Mac figured out 2 buttons yet on their mouse?
I don't need 2 buttons. There is 2 buttons.
No, there's
I don't need 2
one.
buttons. No, there's left and right.
Oh,
Right
there's
there.
no, okay.
But I don't need them. See the good.
I remember the
Yeah.
old days where they only had 1 button, and I just always used to irritate me. Not being a Mac person, I'm like,
Okay,
just
well.
1 button on a regular mouse.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm still going down these rabbit holes of trying to get myself to be more efficient
Okay.
when I get stuff done. So I was going to put this on the easel, but somebody else used my easel.
We can take this off the easel.
No, just put
Your
it over.
snowman's under there too still.
Oh, we got a pile on our easel. This is a block from Claudia Dinnell's Snow Country Express. I've showed off
You
some
want to
of
zoom on that, Eddie?
I've showed off some of her other blocks before. Sorry for the hoop marks, but this is fresh out of a hoop. And this is for you people to think about stuff. Remember last week was sort of about think about instructions, read through them, and then think about the machines you have at your use. Because lots of times you can save a lot of time, money, for materials if you just go, oh, I have a Luminaire. I have a Brother Dream Machine. I don't need to do it that way. This particular blog was done via instruction with 3 hoopings because they're thinking it's an 8x12 hoop and you don't have a scanner.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do it with 3 hoopings. And I did the first time because I was in the class.
So is it like 3 across, or is it, how do they do the 3 hoopings?
I'm going to show you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead.
This guy's one.
Yeah.
This guy's another.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy's another.
But I'm guessing from the giant hoop marks, you didn't do it that way.
I did not.
Okay.
Because I have
A giant hoop.
a Luminaire. I also wouldn't have done it that way with the Dream Machine. Because I could at least get 2 hoopings.
Yeah.
When you first go to do it, though, it wouldn't let me do it because she has all these outside registration marks that were getting in the way. And so at first I went, oh, I can't do it. But then I went, wait a minute, Becky, you have a scanner. Or an imaging. I keep leaving out the other brother people. You have a brother with imaging capabilities.
Yes.
You do not need those registration marks. So if you can just eliminate all that outside garbage, you can fit this in 1 hooping.
And how do you get rid of the registration marks? I'm trying to give you your segues.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
I know. I go to Embrilliance. Embrilliance. I'm going to tell you it's worth. What I'm demonstrating is going to be something that I use all the time.
And which version of Embrilliance?
Well,
which level of Embrilliance do you have to go to get this capability?
You have to go to the essentials level.
So that's the first one.
Yeah.
The $120.
Yeah, I'm not. Here's the general rule: if I'm not creating from scratch, I don't need to go stitch level.
Okay.
Okay, which is what, $350.
We were just talking about
We were
that.
just
I was
talking- it's
surprised
still
how inexpensive it was.
unbelievable good deal. It's like $350. But if I'm creating from scratch, that's when I need to go to the stitch level.
Yes.
Okay, that's the general rule of thumb. If I'm not going from scratch, but I want to alter a design and then send it to my machine, I'm going to use Essentials, possibly Enthusiast. Enthusiast isn't really a builder-upper of Essentials. It gives you other capabilities.
So it's kind of like a lateral movement instead of a... Yeah, okay.
It does like knockdown stitching. Like if you're doing towels and you want to do knockdown stitching around you, it has very specific tools in it. So most people, I of course have it, but most people will end up either going Essentials or stitch level. And never touching Enthusiast.
Yeah, okay.
But Enthusiast has some good stuff.
But it has like
in
some specific tools.
Very specific
yeah, okay.
tools. You don't have to go Essentials, Enthusiast, stitch level. You do not.
You can skip Enthusiast and go straight to Stitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Or you can go straight to Stitch and skip Essentials.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
have to find out
know.
about that.
Actually, I think you can get it all in one thing. I think you get Essentials as part of Stitch level.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Or you just upgrade
Yeah.
as you go if you don't want to spend all the money at once. But anyway, so yeah, I do it that way. So on my screen, Eddie, can you switch to my computer? I have my famous Embrilliance up here, and you'll see, I wish I could turn it, but
Can you do picture, Ed?
this is what is 3 different designs that I grouped all together. And this square up here represents
Your
my hoop. The other thing
So,
Essentials does is very nicely let you create any hoop if you need. You can make any hoop on the fly. But this is my hoop. So it's turned sideways because when I load it in my machine,
it's going to go side, yeah.
I'm going to load it up that way.
Now, in the software, if you load up
Yes.
a pattern that's outside the hoop size, it will still load. It'll just show up outside the hoop.
It will. In
Okay.
fact, to shut off your hoop, if the hoop's bothering you, you don't have to see it. You can turn your hoop off. I like to use
I think
it
it's
when
a
I'm
good idea.
designing. But you can just say, look, get out of my way. You're driving me crazy in preferences. But what I wanted to show you is I wanted to do an open. I want to bring in her first one. Now, I know from doing this that first pattern is going to stitch in the center of my panel. She always has us mark the center of our panel.
Okay.
Now she goes a step further and has us make more markings as well because she thinks we're going to multi-hoop.
Yeah.
Guess what? I don't need those other markings.
But
They're
that
not
being said,
necessary.
she's done a nice job with the pattern. So if
Oh
you're,
gosh, yes.
if you
I'm
don't, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about because
Oh, no,
I
I'm just
have.
saying. I'm just saying that if you have a smaller hoop, she does
8 by 12.
she does a
Yeah.
fantastic job of making this.
Work.
The,
It does.
yeah, the directions are good for
I'm
that.
just thinking if you have a bigger than 8 by 12 hoop,
Yeah, this is how you
shall
Yeah.
take advantage of using it. So I mark this. I know this is where my center's going to be. When I bring this up, Brent, you're going to see it has a registration mark right here
Yeah.
that's going to coincide with the drawn lines. Oh, I put this panel up and I brought up a different thing. Dum dum. Dum dum. Dum dum, that's a different one.
You can join our club.
I'm joining the Dum Dum Club.
Is there a Dum Dum Club?
Tubers is what I want.
Dum Dums. You ever get the Dum Dums on Halloween? Like when you go trick or treat
Hang on,
and you get the
people.
Dum Dum lollipops.
Give me a Tootsie Roll pop.
Ice
Those are
skating
awful.
is what
I
I,
think- I
have
think
as an
those are just
example
like-
up there. Ice skating. Shame on me. Let's bring up skaters. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. So this line right here represents the center of my...
So that's going to correspond, Eddie.
It's going to correspond with this guy right here.
You're failing as producer today.
It's going to correspond right here. When I go to line it up, that's what it corresponds
Okay,
with.
so that
okay?
so that.
I'm not going to delete that one. I'm not going to delete him because I
That's
want to
gonna-
use him. I'm not going to sew him out, but
But-
I'm not going to delete him.
But you're going to use that line as a reference on where it lines up when you do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
You ready?
I'm ready.
This is the fun part.
I can't wait.
I know. It's
I'm
exciting.
anxiously awaiting the
See
excitement
this
that's
little
about
guy
to happen.
right here?
Yeah.
That allows us to merge another design with the existing design.
Okay, so that's different than your open function.
Yeah. This
Okay.
is going to create, I'm going to go pick up another design and I'm going to put it in this hoop.
Okay.
Now you can do the open and then a copy and a paste, but you don't.
Okay, so wait, so
You
if you
can
do
just-
open, it's going to get rid of what you already have on there and bring a
If-
new one in.
If I do open, it's going to create
Okay.
another tab and another window.
Okay.
I can still get to it. I can do a
Yeah.
copy and a paste and bring it in.
Okay.
But why I want to show merge today is, picture you have, I'm going to use Juju's examples again, where you're bringing in an applique bunny and she's got balloons, right?
Yep.
And you want the bunny and the balloons to be together.
Mhm.
When I do a merge like that, he is so smart that if there's any stitching that's under, this balloon is covering up any part of the bunny,
Mhm.
it automatically gets rid of the stitching underneath the balloons.
On the merge function.
Yeah.
On the copy and paste function, that won't.
Well, that's not true that it won't work.
It's
but
just a little bit more. Okay.
now I've got one design though,
Yeah.
all ready to go.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to go find Snow Country. God, why can't I need bigger Here we go, Snow Country.
Bigger glasses, those good
Yeah.
Coke bottles, so you can.
Yeah,
like
what
bubbles
did I do? This
on
was
the Trailer
bottom
Park
row.
Boys.
Come on. Bottom row, winter. I was supposed to be doing ice skating before, I didn't. See how I can see all my different little ice skaters?
Mm-hmm.
Is that showing up on screen okay? Looks awfully
Yeah.
dinky.
Well, they have bigger screens.
Okay,
Or they
here's
can-
the
or they
one
can
I
close the
already
screen.
have. See how it's checked off? I already have one. Do you see
Yep.
the little check
Yeah.
mark?
So that's the one that's already been loaded.
Yeah, so now I want to go bring in two.
Okay.
This would represent my second hooping. Now I came in and it's sitting right on top of there and it's driving everybody crazy. But what I'm going to do is move him over here. See him?
Yep.
That's this guy right here. Get it?
Okay. Yeah.
So I got to rotate him, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to go and rotate him. Where's my undo? Where's my rotate? Oh, right here. I can rotate him like this. There's a shortcut too for keeping it straight.
I was gonna say, is there a snap to 90 or whatever?
Yeah, there is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take him, and now you can see how I can just place him where he needs to go.
Now, is there a registration mark that you've got on the previous one that you're lining up, or you just
It is.
Or you just eyeballing
I
it?
know. That's a good point. Let me bring it over here. You can see it. Do you see this line right here?
Yeah.
That represents this right here.
Okay. And is that
And this second line,
Is that
which I
one-
will not stitch.
Yeah.
I will delete this because I don't need it. Once I've loaded it in here, the only registration I need is this one.
okay?
Because everything else is going to stay.
Yeah.
Because I'm bringing it in as one file. So this other line you see right here
Yeah.
represents 2 inches away from here in her pattern. But I don't need it.
Okay, you don't have that line
I-
on there. Okay.
Well, I don't need it
Yeah.
either because I'm going to just place my diagram, blah, 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 blah. Let's make it a little smaller for a minute. I'm going to take him and I'm going to place him in place. I'm going to move my other one a little bit. Let's get bigger now. What I'm going to do is I'm kind of making sure he's like centered that way with this line right here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see how they're on top of each other, so that's not going to work, right? So I'm going to move him. That's better. I didn't move him in the center. See this 0? That's
Yeah.
the center of my hoop.
Okay.
I had him up too high. And this 0 up here
Is
is
the
the
center
other
of that one.
line. So I can use these lines to put my
So
little
can I
guys
just-
in place. And I'm just looking there.
So this line here, that should line up with your 0 point here to make to show you
Yep.
where that's at. Okay.
Yep.
Now, do you have that? Is there a reference on the first pattern that lines up with that middle line, or is it just this one line here that you get on the first pattern?
That's all you get on the first
Okay.
pattern is that line.
Okay.
And you know from her instructions that that's going to go from here to here.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. So the top of
Okay?
that. So the top.
So
of,
I know in the
so-
instructions that
So the
first
top of
reference
that line right there
Mhm.
wants to line up with the 0 line you're coming from down there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to see the.
And I wouldn't end up deleting. I would leave this one in just to help me with my scanner,
Mhm.
but I wouldn't stitch it out. These guys, once I've lined this up like this, I don't need those anymore. Those stitch lines.
Isn't one of those the fishing line to the pole?
Yeah, I don't want to get rid of the fish. Oh yeah, that line is the fishing line.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to get rid of that. It would be this one here.
Okay.
This one here that I could safely delete if I wanted to. Or when I get to my machine, I can just skip over.
You can skip over it. But if you're going to do it in Embrilliance, how would you do that? Or are you
Yeah,
waiting?
to get rid of that line?
Yep.
Okay. Now, because I merged, this is what I like about merge. See how these all have ones in front of them?
Yeah.
That's the first one I brought in.
Okay.
Number 2, see number 2? They all start with 2s.
Okay.
So
So you
it's
know that.
safer for me to go in delete mode when I know where I'm at.
Yep.
So this one right here, that is that first registration mark
Yep.
that I don't need.
Okay.
I'll show you another way later too.
And so you can just
I
hit
can just hit my
delete.
delete key
and
and
they
it's
go away.
gone.
Okay.
It's gone. He's gone. So
Cool.
now I can go in and I can do the exact, what's our time like?
I don't know. Somebody just messaged me on my watch. so
I
that
can
my
go
watch
in
is-
and I can pick up the next
You can do
one.
it in 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to show you a different way to delete them.
Nobody's sleeping out there yet in the classroom.
Yeah, they
so.
are. Yeah, they are. Bottom row, ice skating.
Diana just dropped her head down. She did the.
She did the nod.
Notice when I save them, I don't know if you can see this, but when I end up, after I put them all
You ever do that?
together,
You do the nod and you are actually drooling, so the spit kind of.
when I save mine, I save them with my ice skating. I don't override her files. I
Yep.
never override the designer files. Leave those as is, just in case mine doesn't work. So I'm going to pick up this guy next. Oh, no, that's the finished one. This guy over here, right? Number 3,
Yep.
see? And again, he comes in where you don't want him, so you just click and drag him. He doesn't need it, but see that registration
and you got
line?
that registration line I can put on that same axis as before.
Yeah, so I'm tucking him in. I'm going down a little bit, yeah, okay. These screens need to be a little bit. At home, I have a big
Yeah.
monitor. I don't work on the little dinky monitor. But basically, here he is. See?
You made
There
that.
he
You made that
is.
look so easy.
And then again, because I have 3 and I don't need that line. Whoops, don't delete everybody. I'm on number 3
Oh,
and
so
I don't need that line,
So
right?
yeah, you have that line highlighted.
So I highlight the line and I delete it and it's gone.
And so now you can output this whole thing as one.
I can send it wirelessly
Yeah.
to my Luminaire, which is what I usually do.
And because you have your hoop size set up, you know that because everything's inside that hoop, it's going to fit in the hoop that you've
It does.
designed it for. Yep.
It does. In fact, when I save it, if it doesn't fit in this hoop, it will warn me it doesn't fit in this
Oh,
hoop.
okay.
But it does fit in this hoop.
Cool.
See? It does. It fits in this
It
hoop.
looks good.
All
I
as
like
one
it.
thing. And then I'm one hooping instead of 3. It's the beauty of the hoop envy machines.
Yes, hoop envy.
But real quickly, this is so powerful. It killed me. Like, can you get rid of other stuff easily the other way? Yeah. But see that 99?
Yeah. You don't want 99 on.
Yeah. What if I didn't want 99 on him?
on the butt of the snowman?
Yeah. He's in the 3rd group. I'm looking for 99. Ah.
220.
He's 99 is mixed in with his scarf.
Yeah.
That I can tell that by looking here, and then when it drew a line, it drew
Yeah.
all around there. This is when you use stitch level.
Okay, so if you go up to stitch level, you could parse out the 99, and keep the scarf. Okay. But you don't need that to do the other stuff. If you wanted to just delete the entire color, you can do that here. But if you wanted to segment out what you're getting rid of,
Well, I don't want to say you can't do it, but it's more difficult.
Yeah,
You have
okay.
to add stops and starts.
oh yeah,
You have to go in and say start here, stop there, and change the color of the 99, and then you can get rid of the 99 because you've broken it apart.
And I'm just thinking.
But if you have stitch level,
Yeah.
which is a deal of the day, you can just go in and go get rid of these specific stitches.
Cool.
So that's why I do stitch level. But you can do it with
Yep.
essentials. You can, but you have to put start,
There's some
stop,
workarounds. Yeah.
change the color of 99. That breaks it apart from the scarf, and then you can delete the 99.
Okay. I got you.
That bore everybody? I just
that
love
was
this
interesting.
stuff.
I thought that was really interesting.
I just love getting more out of my machine.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that software for the cost of it is when you start looking at the price of embroidery software, all that for $150 is really good.
The other thing I do, which let's see if I can even find it on this one, is on this one, I know that she's going to do all the trees are in the background. I know all the snowmen are in the foreground.
Yeah.
So I can change the order so I do all the same color at the same time.
Okay.
So I'm not changing my thread 50 times.
Yep.
I'm sorting it.
Because you're going to use that same green a bunch of
I
times.
use the
Yeah.
color sort.
Yeah.
And just now all the snowman bodies are done all at once. All of these
Yeah.
bodies are done at once.
Yeah.
Not this one stop, do some trees. No, and I can put all the black in last.
Okay.
And that takes a good hour. So
Yeah.
set
Cool.
the black up and let it rip.
Cool. Is that it?
Efficiency. Yeah, I know.
No, it's good. I like it.
am.
I got that. No, I
I'm a
learned
geek. I'm a geek.
something. No, I learned something. That's really cool. Because I think a lot of times when you look at like tools like that, what's interesting is if you don't know what the tool does, it's hard to get into it. But once you
Right.
realize it's
well,
that,
someone
yeah.
asked me, Becky, how do you learn it? And I'm like, here's how you learn it. You have something you want to accomplish.
Yeah.
Don't sit down with somebody. It's like your sewing machines. Don't say, oh, Brent, I need my lesson. And you sit down and they show you where
That
all the
is-
buttons are,
yeah.
and you leave and you go,
That's
you
what
don't
I
remember
get that all the
way.
time. People come in. Will you teach me how to use my machine?
You come in
I
with
can,
a project.
but a project is a much better way to learn it.
Same with this. You come in and you say, "This is what I'd like to learn. I want to
Yeah.
do this. Show me to do
And then
this."
knowing and having
That's
an
how you learn.
and having an idea of the capabilities of the tool allows you to match the project to it. Says, I know I can do this.
Right.
Show me how.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about these little
Like,
tutorials is I
Dan-
can see what it can do. And,
Danny wanted to do something last week, and she said, "How far do I have to go? You know, which
Yeah.
module do I need?" And we sat down and we quickly figured it out because they've got great charts. I go, "For this
Yeah.
project, Danny, you need this module. Don't spend less. Don't spend more. If you want to do this project and do it right, you need this amount of money."
Yep.
And then bada bing, bada boom.
All right.
What did she say? Wait. What did she say about changing? I missed
Don't
it.
worry about it. We can
I'll
do it
make sure
later.
she.
Oh, yes, you can. Sorry, Victoria.
Yeah.
I did. I just didn't go into preferences.
Yeah.
She's absolutely right, though. I hated to go into preferences. You can have your hoop. Actually, you can list two hoops separately, which
Yeah.
is what I do. I have a vertical hoop and a horizontal hoop.
Oh, okay.
So she's absolutely right. I could have picked my horizontal
Yeah.
hoop.
I think if you go to the bottom of the screen where it says the hoop size,
No.
double click it.
Oh,
Learn something every day.
yeah. I did not know I could just click that. Thanks, guys.
I was
And
gonna
this
wait.
is why I love hanging out.
Learn something every day.
I did not even know that. Thank you.
Oh my God, guys, you see that? I learned something. I learned something.
I learn
Oh,
something
no.
all the time. Every time I'm in here, I learn something. That's why I like it.
Okay.
Nobody. It's our learning. Life is learning.
Life is learning.
Thank you. If I had known that I always go into preferences and pick the other hoop. Duh. Not anymore. Okay, so there.
Love
All right.
that. Screenshot that.
Thanks for watching another episode of Shenanigans with Brent and Becky. Hope you all learned something this week. Join us again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And remember, so on, and be excellent to each other.